Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, y'all. It's the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
Hey, and this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool. What's good, Q?
Oh, it's Monday.
It is Monday. They call it Motivational Monday, I've heard.
I like that.
Marathon Monday. That's JB. Shout out to JB. New Era.
Okay, yeah.
New Era's called New Era's called for New Thinking or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. New Era's called for New Thinking. I unite with that. And so yeah, good stuff. The 100+ Black Men Victory Walk and celebration was this weekend.
Yes, it was. It was. I saw that. I missed it.
Yeah, it was nice though. Really nice, really nice. The route was good.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up at the Healing While Black Brothers Barbers and Barbecue Street Festival on the Deuces.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was amazing. The Healing While Black conference was this weekend. So shout out to Dr. LaDonna Butler and Dr. Brittany Peters and Nurse Charlene and everybody who was involved with the Healing While Black conference this past weekend. You also had a $1 million what's that? The 1 Mega Millions ticket winner won the jackpot.
No, I didn't think anybody won.
Yeah, according to someone in Chicago suburb.
One person?
One person, 1.28 billion.
Whoa.
On the Mega Millions jackpot.
We need to go to Chicago right now.
Well, the winner has not come forward. And a name may never be known, they said, as Illinois allows winners of large prizes to remain anonymous.
I think they should.
Yeah, I think Florida does not allow you to remain anonymous, though.
Right. I don't know why, though.
Yeah.
I mean, for safety reasons, they
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, they had the one guy who was announced.
The black guy,
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Then the white lady killed him.
Yeah.
Took his money, killed him, buried him.
Mm-hmm, under a slab of concrete and all of that stuff. So yeah, just keep it on the low. Keep it on the low. But yeah, congratulations to that gentleman or lady.
Or not.
Yeah, right. But the $1.2 billion prize is for a winner who chooses the annual option, paid annually over 29 years. You'll get the 1.28 billion for, if you get it paid annually.
Mm-hmm.
But most winners opt out for the cash option. And I think they said for Friday night's drawing, that would be an estimated 747 million if you take it in like a lump sum.
I think I would have just took it in a lump sum. What about you?
Absolutely.
I mean, I might not even be here.
Man, give me me. Take your taxes, do what you got to do. Let me get that. I need all of that.
So, when all this money come up for it, like everybody's talking about what they would do with the money, right? So I'm trying to see like what I would do with the money.
Okay. What would you do with the Mega Millions?
My mama would be a millionaire.
Okay. Yeah.
Off rip, right?
Yeah.
My siblings, I would probably, because $700 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think I can give all of them at least $1 million.
You can do that.
I can give it at least all my siblings $1 million. And
it's up to them to just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
No strings attached. Here you go. Here go $1 million.
Yeah, but you can't bother me no more.
Okay, that's the string. that's the one string. I'm gonna give you $1 million. Don't leave me alone.
You're right. Now you flip your $1 million. Do what you need to do with
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
This is you. This you here.
Yeah,
right
it's all you. Yeah.
Right. I don't care what you do with it.
Okay. Yeah, 700 million. You can do that. You absolutely can do that.
Let's see.
Yubi, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
What else? So I definitely do that, and then I'll probably not really blow a couple million, but like I'll probably blow some money. You know what I mean?
Not really blow it, but I'm gonna blow it.
I'm definitely gonna cruise around the world. Go around the sun a couple of times.
Take a couple trips and do some things. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm absolutely.
Probably buy me an island somewhere.
Yeah, that ain't blowing it though. When you buy land, you ain't blowing it.
What would you do?
All of the things that you just said. And I would help a lot of people.
I would help a lot of people too. Yeah. I definitely would help.
I would help a whole lot of people.
But I would probably do it anonymously because if I could keep my name like out of there and nobody, I would probably try to like keep my regular smuggler right now.
Yeah.
Cause I really do enjoy my life.
Yeah.
Overall. So like it's not like I dread to do any jobs that
quitting a job and flipping over tables and all of that stuff, showing out on their way out.
At this point in my life, every job I do is something that I'm passionate about and that I would do it without getting paid.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So I wouldn't quit my job.
Okay.
But I definitely would make some dreams come true.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of doing your job and getting paid, there's a flashy Brooklyn preacher, they said, that was robbed of $1 million worth of jewelry during a live stream church service. Did you see that?
Nah.
It was a pastor. Yeah, the pastor was robbed. So it was last week, last Sunday.
Hmm.
Pastor and the congregation leaders at Tomorrow International Churches, they were robbed at gunpoint as the church service was live streamed. Um, it was in Brooklyn.
Hmm.
Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead stood at the pulpit as three masked gunmen jacked the pastor and his wife of over $1 million worth of jewelry. Video footage of the incident has the 44-year-old flashy preacher, they said, could be heard saying, all right, as he laid down on the floor in the prone position with his
Hmm.
hands extended over his head. The robbers were off camera, but ran over to a surprisingly calm man, relieving him of his bling, they said.
Mm.
Parishioners were shaken and crying by the ordeal. Whitehead eventually took to Instagram to share the harrowing incident with his followers. And he said, yes, they robbed me at my church. The pastor was robbed, and he had over $1 million between him and his wife in jewelry.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
I'm okay with them having $1 million worth of jewelry.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I mean,
That's
do
a,
what you
that,
want
yeah,
with your money. I mean, you lead a congregation as long as you're doing what's right. I think you should be rewarded for your job, right?
yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to be broke out here. Let's be real. But why are you wearing $1 million worth of jewelry to church?
That's a question. That
That's the only thing that
Yeah,
like.
that really is a question. Yeah.
Why is $1 million?
You got $1 million worth, but I mean, he said he buy what he want. That was the other part of it.
He can't.
Yeah,
So I mean, but again, I mean
wear what
that's
he
just
want when he want,
you
and if he want
can.
to do $1 million worth of bling to the church, why is that even a question?
So this is
Yeah,
me just asking. Like, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
honestly, I mean, if now I will say for me, if I'm going to your church, I want my pastor to be able to enjoy his life, right?
yeah. Chaz, good morning.
Um, but I'm like, does everybody in the church can afford this $1 million? Is it the motivation?
Yeah,
Like, do you wear this $1 million worth of jewelry to motivate your congregation, showing that this is possible, or are you wearing it because, like,
he got it and he like it.
I got it and I like it, like,
Yeah, but
so
but even if he got it and he like it, and he not wearing it to motivate the congregation, is that a problem?
if it is, then you just don't go to the church.
Right.
I mean, you definitely
If
options
you don't
here.
want your pastor to have bling, you go to a church where the pastor
Pastor
don't
don't wear
have
no
bling.
bling.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
At
hope
this
he
point, right?
right. But I
You got
hope he get
options.
it.
You can go to the pole church. The pastor's struggling, got holes in his shoes, and maybe one or two suits. But if that's what you
If
identify
you
with as righteous,
right, if you but I hope he get his. I hope he gets his jury back.
yeah. He said he knew some. They had some leads because I guess he from the streets or whatever.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, so he was from,
Look,
and he
clearly.
our age. He 44-year-old pastor.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay. All right.
Caller, you on there? What's your name? What's on your mind?
Well, I just want to know about the pastor and everything, but did y'all hear anything about did y'all hear anything about the 18th thing about
Uhuru?
96.3?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, we're actually gonna be having a conversation about that up next. So stay tuned. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for coming. But okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I mean, if you don't like it, don't go to the church. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, if he got his street creds right.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying. Like, he was like upset. I watched part of the live that he did where he was just basically saying he was cool, he was all right, and
Mhm.
it was interesting. It was interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's one of them things. If at this point, like really at this day and time, if you got a problem with a pastor wearing bling, then you just find you
You
another
don't have to
pastor.
go
Yeah,
to
come on,
just go to
man.
a different
Come
church.
on,
It's
man.
not a, but I mean, yeah. So
Come on, man.
come on.
Come
Give me
on.
$1 million
Yeah,
worth of jewelry.
why not? Look, would you do that with your 742? You said you'll blow a little bit. Would you buy some jewelry with it? Would that be one of the things you blow it on?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm not really a big jewelry wearing
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't become one.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Right.
I might buy me a couple of nice pieces that I can bring out.
Yeah. I read about they were saying how I just lost the thought, but I've been reading a lot. But when we talk, they were saying about how they believe the jury might have been insured, and some people were saying that it might be an insurance fraud or scam or something like that.
It could be
all these different hypotheses.
Okay, it could be. This is gonna be so terrible. I don't care either.
That's bad. But yeah, kind of like.
I mean, as much as fraud this goes on in the United States, right?
Yes.
We can't even, black people at this point can't even get them to deposit $10 in our account,
right,
just for all the stuff they did to us.
Nope.
So I really don't care.
If they did,
I don't care.
Dang.
You don't care about me, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. But no, that's one of his things. So
but now you want me to tell you what I do have a problem with?
What is it?
It's probably this fraud story is coming from us.
Oh yeah.
This is what I have. Now that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah.
If they're gonna bring us down, let them do it themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they have this street code, like snitches get stitches. You ain't supposed to snitch, but like we be the first ones ready to gun us down. Let them do their job, and then let us just sit. Because when other races go out there and do that, you don't see them turning. Oh, look at her. She thinks she's slick.
I bet you
she. You start the rumors, and now, like, you know what I mean, like that. Now that I have a problem with.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Clipping on black people. Yeah, the black on black. Yeah, let us be great. Speaking of black people, black power, and letting us be great. Chairman O'Malley, he responded to FBI attacks on the African People's Socialist Party. So in the early morning hours, cuz what's good? Thank you for joining in. In the early morning hours on Friday, July 29th, the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, aided by local police, raided the officials and homes of members of the Uhuru movement in St. Petersburg, Florida, and in St. Louis, Missouri. Scores of FBI and local police agents broke down doors, broke windows, used flashbang devices and drones, and threatened residents with automatic weapons. They took computers, hard drives, phones, office equipment, and files, both business and personal. They temporarily detained African People's Socialist Party Chairman O'Malley Yeshitela. Also, his wife was temporarily detained. Akili Anai was also detained. Penny Hess. All these people I know, great people. And Kitty, Jesse, and Amanda. They were also detained. The U.S. State claims that they seized these items to look for evidence that the Uhuru movement is a pawn of the Russian government. And then Chairman O'Malley did a video on Sunday where he responded to the allegations and the charges. Basically, long story short, is there's this Russian national that was going around the globe trying to start, the revolution and helping support revolutionaries that were sympathetic to Russia. And I think they might have donated to those campaigns when they ran back in 2017 and 2019.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and this may be against popular beliefs.
Okay.
Right?
Miss Teresa, Amita, thank you.
Terrible. Who cares?
Well, we should care. I think we should care.
No. When I'm saying who care, like, we should care, but what I'm saying is that you have Republicans and you have Democrats, right? And our views are different, right? And you have the right to not agree with the masses,
right?
So regardless if you feel like it's wrong or right, it doesn't make it wrong because you don't agree with what everybody else is saying the narrative is.
Right. Tyrone, good. See you, cuz. But yeah, it's interesting for me to see that they did all of these raids, and then nobody went to jail. Number one,
Right.
usually, like I say, when the feds come get you, they usually have airtight cases and all of that stuff.
Right.
And from what they were saying, Liz Siplin, thank you for tuning in. They were saying that the bottom line is the charge, I guess, or the indictment is that this Russian national was meddling into U.S. politics and trying to influence the outcome of U.S. elections.
But they didn't have nothing to do with it. They just made so
Yeah.
it's just like me and you sitting
Yeah.
up here, right? I said, hey, I need you. Would you donate to my cause?
Yeah.
And you say, yeah, I got you. You write a check.
Right.
And then on the other hand, you like, yo, but I don't like this. But you do this on your own. I don't know nothing that you're doing.
Yeah.
You just happen to believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So you donate over here, and now
now you take it, and that's the thing
for something that has nothing to do with me
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. And the idea that like Americans need Russians to tell them to be upset with the American government. Like we
don't. We don't.
Like yeah, we got problems with the American government, and Russians got problems with the American government and all of that stuff too. So it's just like I said, for me, it's more that meets the eye. The idea that, and I don't know again how deep this thing goes. They did say that, and Chairman, he confirmed that he met the man in Russia. I think they went to Russia, because here's the other thing about Chairman O'Malley that I think we as residents of the city of St. Pete don't appreciate, but he's an international leader.
He is.
Like he doesn't get the respect and recognition, I think, here, but he's like global, and you got like local leaders who are local, but he's not a local leader.
No, he's not a
Yeah.
local leader.
Yeah.
Him or his wife. You know
Yeah,
what I
they're
mean?
international, like worldwide, renowned, and have headquarters in other places around the state in Africa. Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
And then they're in
Yeah.
Missouri,
St. Louis. Yeah,
St. Louis.
I think that's what they said they were when they raided, because I think they have a home in St. Louis, and then they raided the home in St. Louis.
Did. They over the summer they kind of, because headquarters now is actually in St. Louis.
So they moved it from St. Pete.
Yeah, they still operate here, but the
headquarters is down St.
Now the headquarters and they're doing great things over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're literally like doing the things that we talk about. Like they're buying up property, they're housing people over there. I think they were doing a community center. I know they had like a food bank.
Yep.
A kitchen that they were doing over there. So it's really sad when you see people really doing the work and then they're attacked for doing the work. And we see this narrative all the time when they look out for their house.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When they're looking out for their people, and then they come and find something wrong with it, plant somebody in there. What was that we watched? Judas and the Black Messiah. Yeah. Right.
Fred Hampton story. Yeah.
Right. You see how they wanted nothing but good for our people.
Right.
And they found something wrong with that.
Yeah. And then they killed him.
For wanting our people
to be free. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To feed her. He got people to feed, to connect to groups that wouldn't have normally connected to
the original Rainbow Coalition. Yeah.
He did that, and they found,
and that's the school that the chairman is a part of. Like, he was alive and active in those types of movements, and he's still going and still doing his thing today. And so, like I said, for me, it's just, be mindful when you see these stories. For me, it's always more to it that meets the eye. These are, our brothers and sisters. They're revolutionary, of course. We don't always agree on everything, but
and we never will always agree with everything. Yeah. But what we do have in common is that we love this black skin.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're praying everything work out for them, the chairman and the team over there. But yeah, I think that was interesting, just to see that. Your enemy is telling you who your friends can be, right? And when your enemy tell you, no, you can't be friends with them, it's something to that, right? It's like, I ain't your friend. I don't mean you no good, but they not your friend either. You can't be
friends with them.
Yeah, said the enemy. I don't know how I feel about that, but I do really. So another thing that I saw, and we have our guests actually going to be coming in. So just so y'all know, y'all can stick around for it. We do have Calvin Brown, Melvin Shephard from St. Pete Works. They'll be joining us shortly. talk about a job fair that they have going on and some other things that are happening in the community. We want to let you know that you are listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on WUJM 99.1 FM. And if you'd like to donate or give a contribution to somebody at the door, or if you'd like to give a contribution, you can do that by going to 99jamstheberg.com, and you can support local radio as well.
And you can give us a call if you want to join in this conversation. Our Facebook listeners can definitely chat in. We respond back to y'all, but if you want to give us a call, 727-637-2416.
Yes, 727-637-2416. Give us a call. And so the racism study that happened, that we championed, advocated for, and was completed last year. I think it was done in November. Where there were recommendations that came out of the study. So it was based on the evidence discovered during the intensive study. There were 5 immediate action steps that were recommended. The first one was creating an equity department within the office of the mayor. The director, I keep hearing something like
let me go over
there. Okay. So creating an equity department within the office of the mayor. The director will serve as a liaison between the community and the budget committee. I see you back there dying. I don't know what happened. And the annual equity assessment. You got to tell me what that is. The annual equity assessment and other data to negotiate funds for city projects and promptly bring issues to light. And so Mayor Welch actually moved forward with that recommendation. But can I pause for a second and say, what is that? What's going on?
Okay, so we heard something, right?
Yeah, I hear this rumbling and like somebody.
So when I walk back there, Calvin is back there. He's
Okay.
just sitting back there. And I'm like,
well,
he here.
Okay, well, come on in, Calvin. Yeah, you can come. Okay, no, well, take your time then. Take your time. We got you coming on at 8, but yeah,
that's like my birthday twin.
He's on it. Okay, gotcha. I got you. Yeah, but I'm like, what is all this rumbling and fuss going on back here? No, that's what's up. And so following that recommendation, as the St. Petersburg city continues to grow, Mayor Ken Welch, he has been adamant that he wants to ensure that everybody who lives in the Sunshine City are able to benefit without leaving significant chunks of the population behind. And so to that end, at the recommendation of the structural racism study, Mayor Welch has called for the creation of a diversity and equity and inclusion office in the city of St. Petersburg.
I love it.
Yeah, shout out to the mayor, man. Really moving forward. Yeah, that's a big deal.
It was hard work put in there, and I know that y'all were a part of it. And to see it, because a lot of times you do these studies and it's just studies, and then you present it and then you be like, okay, what's next? And then they be like, oh yeah, we could do this, but you never really see nothing really come from. But to see that this is coming into fruition is amazing.
It is. It's encouraging. And knowing that we took different paths to get here. Like we've been trying this, I want to say since 2018.
Right.
So in 2018, after the MLK, lockdown of that year,
right.
We just really started doing some advocacy. And one of the things, and I want to give a big shout out to Janet Michelle, because she really took the bull by the horns, as they say, and came up with these recommendations for things that we could do. And it was 2 things that came out. We used the Austin, Texas model because they had a committee for African American Quality of Life Committee is what they called it. And then, to really monitor the impacts of inequity and racism. And so the city of St. Pete, when we recommended that, they said, okay, we will do the study. They did the study and was able to include the recommendation for this committee in there. I'm fast forwarding and skipping a lot of the details but it wasn't easy, just to say that.
Clearly, if we started in 2018, right, and then now we're in 2022, then but I like how you said that, the different paths that you had to take. So this is a testament also, is that if you have a vision and you want something done,
right,
once you get one roadblock, don't let it stop you.
Absolutely,
you keep on going, and this is what separate people, the greats, from the average.
That's true.
Average people see a roadblock and they stop, and then they find a whole nother path. They forget their whole vision. And then they get complacent in where they at and they feel defeated.
Right.
People that are great don't see the roadblock as
as a stop.
As
Yeah.
a stop. It's just a hurdle.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? And they figure out how to get around that hurdle.
Yeah.
Either they're gonna dig through it, right? They're gonna climb over it, or they're gonna make their own path.
Right.
Either way.
Right.
But just
yeah.
something I just want to tell you.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you. And Mr. Edmond really, was adamant about it. We've been trying to get this equity office established. We went through the charter review process, trying to get it on the charter, get it included in as a charter amendment. That unfortunately didn't pass through the electoral process, but because we have a strong mayor form of government, the mayor was able to pick it up and actually introduce the department. The thing with this department, though, it is, subject to the change of administration. So the reason we wanted to have it in the charter was that any administration would have to have this department. So right now, we applaud the mayor for doing it, but it's whoever the next mayor is
can scrap it.
Can scrap it. And so that's the other part of like the path that we were taking was to really have it be lasting and
then we
long-term.
can't do anything with the charter for another 10 years.
Yeah. And I think it might be 8 years this year because they're looking to move it.
Because they're trying to
make it coincide
but then that works out really good because then it goes right with the mayor term.
Yeah.
So like soon as if he get reelected again for another 4 years,
right?
And then when his term ends, then now we can maybe, if his policies work really well, we can push to keep them in place.
Absolutely. So excited about it. Looking forward to that.
Did you see they're gonna do a sleep in at City Hall? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Because rent is so high, they can't.
I saw that. I saw it. So what had happened was in Tampa.
Okay.
So Tampa City Council, they actually voted 6-1 on Thursday in favor of adding a measure on the November ballot for rent control. Same thing that we've been advocating for here, was letting voters decide, right? And so, and it's just interesting. I smile because the path to like all of this rent control was started again here in St. Pete.
Right.
They were telling us that we couldn't do it. It was impossible. We linked up with some folks and some policymakers and, around the state. They showed us some ways that we could do it.
We had some meetings. We went and we sat with some senators and all types of stuff.
Using that stuff.
Yeah.
So we figured out that we could do it.
Right.
City of St. Pete actually studied it, had the lawyers of the city study it, and they verified that it could be done. However, it can't be done by city council. City council can't legally do it, but voters can.
So to clear this up, because we talked about this earlier when we first was in the first phases of this, is city council can't do it because the city can be sued.
Yeah.
Right. And so their hands is kind of tied because what will happen is the developers will say, this is what I could have made.
DeSantis vetoed that one. Thank God.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But that was the hurdle
that was the
hurdle what we had. So if we give it back to the people,
right,
and the people vote, then the city can't be sued.
Well, in order to do it, so the whole thing, so either way it goes, the loophole is that you can't put caps on rent. You can't do rent control in Florida unless you declare an emergency.
And it's definitely
an emergency. And so what we were advocating for was for the city council to declare this emergency, which would then allow them to put it on the ballot.
Right.
And they told us we couldn't do it, and it hadn't been done. Like there was other places that hadn't done it, but because of the advocacy, and shout out to the People's Councils, Tenants Union, Florida Rising, Faith in Florida, like all of the groups that have been working on this, SEIU Florida, everybody who's been working with us on this, right? And this is statewide, and so it started happening in other places. So like Miami did something, then Orlando did something, and Tampa just did it. And so it's basically renewing the call now to say, okay, St. Pete, we started this whole thing, but we stopped the process.
So can we get back on
can we get back on like this thing that we started? Yeah, that now other people around the state are doing, and it's showing that it can be done. And so it's going to be an action this week to really continue to push to have city council to go ahead and let the voters decide, because it's really not up to the council, because the council can't do it.
Right.
It's up to the voters. And so what the council role in this whole thing is creating the language, and really they don't have to create the language because it's already been created in other places. It's just moving it forward and saying that we're going to put this on the November ballot. The other part of this too, just as a caveat, but wait, there's more moment, is there was something that was on the ballot, and I got to check it out, but there was something that was on the ballot that failed that would provide tax breaks to corporations. They're working to put that on the ballot, but they won't put rent control on the ballot. That's the rub.
Yeah, like but this rent is ridiculous.
And it has to be capped. Like you got
it really has to be capped for you to pay, like, because people right now are paying like $1,000 per room.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
close to it.
Really, a 1-bedroom average right now was like $1,500 to $1,700. Right?
Yeah.
For people can't afford to live here.
Yeah.
When I went to the meeting on Friday with city council and with who put the SUIU, was it?
SEIU, yeah. Was that the education?
Yeah,
the education forum. Okay.
And part of it was, because we're lacking teachers.
Yeah.
Here, and how to get the teachers to stay here. But again, even with their salaries, they can't afford to live here in the city.
Yep.
And so one of the suggestions was maybe as a school board member, they put in there that they get discounts at different places so that they can afford to stay here.
Discounts at when you say different places,
like at apartments, workouts, something like that, where there is a stipend or something right there to offset the cost so that we can get teachers here so that our kids can be taught.
Yeah, no, that's right. And again, I gotta, look, we beat them up when they're not doing right, so we got to give them the credit when they're doing well.
Right. This is like any relationship, right?
Yeah.
This is like any relationship. When we mad, we mad, but when we good, we good.
When we good, we good. And I want to just acknowledge that the city of St. Pete, they actually have proposed a program where they're going to do that for city workers, where they will be giving them like a $500 a month stipend to help like offset the cost of living in the city, because there's a requirement that certain workers for the city
has to live.
They have to live in the city
because they're on call,
but they can't afford to live in the city.
Because you can't afford to live in this city.
And so we just said that. So what the city did and is doing and proposing is that that there is a stipend to help to keep city workers in the city. And it's like $500 a month. I think they were
Elizabeth just said $1,100 for a 450 square foot
tiny house, basically. Yeah,
that's a lot of money for that. Like we're not. So and then what's happening is that people from up north is moving down here because when the pandemic happened, everybody was able to work from home.
Right.
So then it's beautiful here. You can work from home. Rent is cheaper here, but even if they're paying the same, they're getting way more for their bang than they would get from up north. So then they're coming down here. They can afford it because again, they're still having their New York salaries,
right,
or their new, up north salaries coming down here. And then for us who have our salaries for Florida, it's
Florida,
not magic.
Them Florida wages hit different.
Yeah, they hit a little different. It ain't matching.
Yeah, it ain't really matching up, sweetheart. and so and that's what we're seeing. And people who live here historically can't afford to live here. Like you can't afford to live in the area or the neighborhood that you grew up in.
And that's sad.
Yeah. And the thing of it is there's things that can be done about it, right? So again, rent control is one of those things. And rent control would be temporary. So it's not like, you'll be able to do it and it's going to like be a silver bullet. It's going to save it.
Right.
But what it would do is allow for like a year, for it to cool off. You know how they doing all of these things to try and cool off the market. It would basically say that you can't increase rent more than 5%. Because that's what a lot of people are getting hit with.
Because they're not. Like I know people who was I was just talking to somebody and they say their rent was going to go up $200, right?
Yeah.
But
that's low.
But that's still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but that's low.
But then when she went in to go and sign it, it actually went up like almost $1,000.
Yeah, that sounds really happening. Yeah,
right.
It's
and
like almost double.
Wait, hold on. And then now she has 30 days to decide.
Yeah.
Even though they agreed that it was only going to be, who can afford an additional $1,000? Even if you can afford, who wants to pay it?
She said $1,100 for 400. So if you're saying another $1,000, right? Like you just doubled my rent for the same space. Like who's going to do that? And then there's like I'm hearing stories of rent going up $400, $500, $600, $700 a month, and it's like you can't even fathom that, right? Like if your rent went up by $700, like what are you going to do? Because your income didn't
Your income
It's
doesn't,
not matching
and
that.
we know
Yeah.
we talk about it like you
Yeah.
have to have 3 times the income to rent a place,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. So Theo said a stipend for rent, but no wage increase for teachers, no wage increase for city workers. That math ain't mathing. And so what I did see, Theo, is and I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. What I saw, and again, we need to pull the string on that, is that it's one of the things we were advocating for was for part-time workers to also make $15 an hour. I think the mayor did he did that this year. So there was a requirement that you had to be with the city for like 5 years before you can make 15. The mayor he did increase wages for part-time workers.
He did increase it to 15.
Yeah, so that's a city thing. And then the no wage increase for teachers is a county thing.
Right. But they're trying.
Yeah. And but that's what I mean when we talk about the civic engagement piece. It's like different aspects and different parts of it, right? So the city is doing it for city workers. So they're doing the stipend for rent. And I think it's for workers who are under $48,000. I think they also did a wage increase for part-time city workers who have been with the city for less than 5 years. And then this advocacy around wages and raises for teachers is a state and a county thing that's actually being happening. And I think Caprice Edmond has been like leading the charge for that as well. So yeah, you're right. It's it's never gonna be enough. But I do want to acknowledge that something some moves are being made.
Professionally, when you're going into a career, I don't think that you should be making under 45.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If this is going to be your career path, this is a Kiana thing, not a everybody else thing.
Good morning, Warren. I see you, man.
I do think that there should be, at least when you're going in there, that there should be like, okay, we know you're going to start you out bottom level at 45,000. And when depending on how many kids you have in your family, that's really no money either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dollars, the value of a dollar ain't what it used to be. And so you need more of them.
Yeah, so funny story.
How about that math, Theo?
Yeah, so funny story about Theo,
of the dollar
right?
Ain't what it was, but so we need more of them now to do what we need to do today.
So funny story about Theo. Like he pushed me down in high school
at
a track meet.
Okay, so where you at, boy?
Right. So I was at Clearwater. I fell.
Yeah.
And I blamed it on him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, he didn't really, but kind of maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
He was distracted by that light-skinnedness. Yeah, see, I know what I know. No. That's a brother John fact.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're doing it in Tampa. They're actually moving forward with it. Want to give a shout out to those who did the organizing. Florida Rising definitely again was on the forefront of that, really helping to lead that push. Shout out to Council Member Orlando Goods. He's the one who introduced it and really moving that thing forward. And it was actually a 6-1 vote. And so they're voting in favor of adding the measure to the November ballot to control rent prices. Voters would decide if the city could cap rent prices. Council members agreed to move forward with declaring a housing state of emergency. Shout out to them. That's what we're trying to do here. Council directed the city's attorneys to draft an ordinance, and the council will vote on it this month. Dozens of people spoke at Thursday's council meeting, saying that they can no longer afford to live in this fast-growing city and keep up with this pace. There were mothers with children who shared their stories about just the struggles that they're having with rent, and we're actually seeing the move being made now to get them some relief, and we want to see that same relief over here. So
yeah, we do. I mean, look. I was gonna say this.
He said, I knew that was the girl that fell at the track meet. Yeah, and Liz, you're right. If corporations get tax breaks, we should give they should have to give rent credit to employees. And that's the thing that we're talking about. So the tax breaks is about to go on the ballot because they're pushing this forward, moving this forward, doing some stuff. And so if they're putting tax breaks for the corporations on the ballot, we saying you can also include rent.
Right. And I'm going to say this, since we know that we have an election in November, right? Let's get like the real stuff out the way on the 23rd of this month.
Yeah. School board.
Listen, go vote on the 23rd.
Yes, please.
Please do. Yep. Like, go vote on the 23rd. This is a Kiana thing. This is not a 99.1 jam.
No, that's
right. You know what I mean? Go vote. Like, I have expressed, like, who I think is a good candidate. You know what I mean? I'm definitely team Caprice.
Yeah.
Edmund, let's re-elect her. If you haven't heard her platform, please go listen to it. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely go look at her track record and see what she's done for the city and our children.
Right.
And she works really hard. Also, Keisha Benson.
Yeah.
She's new to the race, but when I say she's definitely out here trying to get it done and her platform is really good. I heard both of these ladies speak on Friday and I was amazed, even though I already knew it, but it's good to rehear.
Right.
You know, and so if you're looking for some people to vote, there's some good people out there, and we just need to make sure that we get them in office. And if we can get them in on the 23rd, where they don't have to go to the general election, this would be really good.
Absolutely. And Warren put it in here as well, and I want to echo it. Early vote. You can also early vote.
Yes.
Do vote by mail. They made some changes to it, so make sure that you follow up on the protocols and the rules related to early voting and how all of that stuff is working out. But yeah, make sure that if you got your ballot, send it back, because there is an election on the 23rd. They were doing some all kind of crazy stuff around it as well. So we do have our guest in the building, y'all. And after the break, we're going to really get into a conversation. We're going to talk about St. Pete Works. We're going to talk about this job fair that's coming up. But before we do that, this back to school thing. Did you see DeSantis? Where is it? I'm trying to find it.
No, I didn't.
Did you see? You ain't see him? Well, he was on 16th Street.
What?
No. I'm trying to find this story.
That was funny.
He wasn't on 16th Street, but everybody else was. And so I think he just did something with $450 for back to school. That's what I'm trying to find. Did you see that? Anything about that?
No, I didn't.
It's this back to school money that he's sending out, but he's doing it like the checks are gonna hit right before the elections, right? So it's kind of odd that you know they're doing that.
So he's sending everybody $450.
I'm trying to find it. That's why I don't want to say it and then have everybody looking. But it's some people who will be getting $450 to help with back to school. That's the Sesame Place. That's the preacher. Where is it? I actually had it. Okay, right here. Florida Governor DeSantis. He released 59,000. He released that 59,000 families will receive a one-time payment of $450 per child to single parents, adoptive, and foster families to prepare for the new school year.
He said 59,000.
59,000 families will receive a one-time payment of $450.
It's almost 1 million people in Pinellas County.
Yeah.
So 59,000.
59,000 families.
I bet you they all his friends.
I don't know. I seen some people on Facebook that got checks. I saw some Facebook screenshots asking about them checks.
Asking?
Yeah.
Oh, they got them.
They say they got them. Okay, $450 per child to single parents.
Oh, maybe I might be wrong. But 59, I mean, thank you, but 59,000, that ain't a lot when you look at like the population here.
So somebody put it in the chat. Is that Natika? She said only for welfare and adoptive kids. So that ain't everybody.
That didn't sound like everybody.
59,000 let you know it ain't everybody. So,
no,
if you get welfare, you got adopted kids, you get $450. The initiative is funded by the Biden administration American Rescue Plan resources, and it will be implemented by DCF and led by First Lady DeSantis as a way for parents to offset the cost of inflation and to purchase items that would benefit the households, and also coincides with this tax week because this is you get the tax breaks for this week. Yeah, I see it.
All right.
I seen that. I did see that. And with that, y'all, we're
gonna take a break.
With Kiana's face, we're gonna take a break and then come back after the break and talk with Calvin and Melvin to talk about this job fair, St. Pete Works, PCUL, and all of the good stuff they're doing. Paige, I see you. Thank you for sliding through with us as well. You're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on
WUJM, St. Petersburg.
Mad ethnic right now.
Peace and light. This is your brother John, and I would like to invite you to tune in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 Jam every Monday and Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest in pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 Jam. technical part of it, right? So, can y'all see us on Facebook? I think Facebook might be able to see us.
No, not yet.
Okay, there we go. All right, welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT.
CDAT.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool.
And we have some special guests
We
in the
really
building.
do. We really do. We really do. Some black men working.
Yes.
That's that's part of this hashtag we've been doing, this BMW hashtag.
You know, I love it.
Yeah, with black men working. And so we got some black men that's working and they're trying to put other people to work.
And I love it.
So we got Calvin Brown and Melvin Shephard Jr. in the building. If y'all could introduce yourselves, let the people know who you are.
Good morning, and thank you guys for allowing us to come on. My name is Calvin Brown, Pinellas County Urban League Workforce Development Administrator. And I'm here today with let Mr. Melvin Shephard and introduce himself from St. Pete Works.
I'm Melvin Shephard. I'm the program manager for St. Pete Works.
That's what's up. And tell us, what is St. Pete Works?
St. Pete Works is a
Bring that
partnership.
down a little bit. There you go.
St. Pete Works is a partnership with the city of St. Pete and St. Petersburg College. And we have come together to provide short-term training for individuals in the CRA.
Okay, got it. The community redevelopment area.
Absolutely.
Now, you want to hear my St. Pete Works story?
Yes, let's hear.
I got a St. Pete Works story.
Spit it.
So in 2017, we developed this thing called the New Deal for St. Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And the New Deal for St. Pete lifted up points of progress that we wanted to see in the community and develop in different ways that we can advance. At the time, there was conversations about Commerce Park, which is now where Sankofa and Deuces and all of that stuff is. And we were organizing a conference. We wanted to put together a conference to basically take the people who were going to do the building and connect them to the people who were going to be the builders, right? And so we wanted to have this conference between manufacturing, those who had skills, those who were providing training. And so we convened St. Pete College, P-Tech. We met at P-Tech like on a regular basis with Miss Beatrice. Calvin, you remember these meetings? And what started out as an idea for a conference ended up being like a pilot project that got $55,000 that was funded. And then after that, we went back after the successful pilot and got like $600,000 and continued the St. Pete Works project. And so, yeah, so when we talk about the New Deal for St. Pete, and we're going to actually do a New Deal reunion coming up, but it was one of those things that started out as an idea and it ended up being a program. And I'm happy to see that it's still going, and I'm happy to see that we got black men working, leading the program, because that was a part of the vision. When we talked about hiring, we was talking about returning citizens, bringing in returning citizens, and having people who can interface with them, who look like them. And so to have y'all here in this moment is really fulfilling for me, because I know how we started that journey and to see where we are. So thank you for continuing to work. But that's my St. Pete Works story.
And we have a caller before we even get
and caller.
Oh, well, they hung up.
Yeah, the caller hung up. But yeah, so St. Pete Works. So I see Angela Brown. She was a part of that too. Thank you for chiming in. Chuck, see you, Miss Beatrice. She was in that mix as well. So thank y'all for tuning in. And what prompted me to invite y'all was this job fair that's coming up, a career fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of like back when you were talking, how it kind of spawned upon. We started out doing the career fairs as part of the St. Pete Works. It's meeting with the I want to say the developers for the St. Pete Pier back then.
Yep.
Yep. And that's how the career fairs kind of got started.
Which was a part of it. Yeah. Because what we were looking at was like all of the buildings.
Yeah.
Like all of the so the pier was happening, the police station was happening.
Right.
And so it's like all of these builders, like we need to be hiring people from the city.
Within the community.
Yeah.
That was the intent from it. And it kind of, like you say, kind of transformed now to the budget is increased and now there's more that we can do. And then with SBC kind of taking the helm, now we can introduce people to more, high end trainings.
Right.
Thing that leads to employment. And then like Melvin was saying, even some of the short-term trainings, because a lot of people don't really want to take those full-term classes or courses and everything. Right. So we have the short-term training. And then how the Urban League comes into place as we talk about the career fair. So like we said, we've been doing the career fair. So in partnership with St. Pete Works to say, well, Calvin, how can we help boost those career fairs or make them more robust?
Right.
So that'll be a good partnership. Let's take a look at that and figure out how we can do that. So that's how that PCUL St. Pete Works partnership comes into play. Yeah.
So we had like a loose collab. We was like we was featuring each other. When we was working, it wasn't like we didn't do a whole album together. Like we was featured like, come on, Calvin, get on this thing, man.
Like, so we really just made it official.
Yes,
Say,
sir.
hey, man, let's
Yes,
make
sir.
this official.
I love that.
We got a lot of employers. We got a lot of partners. Let's all come together. And the entire the slogan that we kind of came up with to say, let's get St. Pete back to work.
Okay.
Right.
Because we have to be able to afford to stay in our city, just like you guys were saying before. Hey, rent's going up, cost of living's going up, everything's going up.
Food, gas, but gas
everything
did go down a little bit, but
what, a couple cents?
you heard what I said, a little bit.
Cents. I mean, we're still feeling it in the pockets though, so we want to connect individuals to employers that are making those higher wages, that are able to have that pathway to success. So you're not just starting at a job. You're coming into an opportunity to start your career.
And so a question with it, because these job fairs, people sometimes get intimidated by them. Yeah. You know what I mean? When they go. So this is for everybody. Everybody. So even returning citizens, you have jobs and training for them so that like you don't have to go back to whatever path put you in jail or prison at that point in time, and give them the opportunity to now make a livable wage for their families.
Yeah, because right now, post-pandemic, I want to say employers are starving for good talent.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So don't let the mindset of saying, well, I got a barrier, I got this in the way, I got that in the way. No, if you really true about saying, hey, I want to get out there and work, I want to do good for my family, I want to change my life, there are opportunities there, but you just got to make that first step and get out there.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of the questions too, just thinking about this, right? And preparing, for y'all to be here. One of the things that I've been hearing is like people don't want to work. Like, are you all, from what you're experiencing, because like during the pandemic, everything shut down, a lot of that money hit the street, and now they're saying that money's gone. The jobs are available, workers, you see everybody was hiring at one point. I don't see as many now hiring signs as I used to. But what's, from where you sit and the work that you're doing, are you finding that people are not wanting to work, or are there some barriers to them actually getting the jobs that they're advertising?
I think it's a combination of both, but for the most part, is so much opportunity.
Okay.
People just not taking advantage of it. Got individuals who rather Uber than get an actual job.
Okay.
Because the flexibility of it. You have those who, when that money hit the street, everybody became an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I was thinking
go. That's true.
You didn't want to let that go and get some benefits for themselves. So that's the thing now, especially a different generation. They want to work for themselves, but you don't have the capital to work for yourself. You have to build that. You have to get those skills. And that's one thing. This program, we work with entrepreneurs, give them the actual entrepreneurship training.
Right.
Not just, hey, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And getting them certificates.
Yeah, getting past the LLC.
Right,
yeah, getting past the LLC.
Right. And then moving them.
Because that's the easy part.
Everybody told you, get an LLC.
That's the easy part. But I'm going to say what I like about this program right here, and looking at y'all two right here, is that we know that our brothers are the ones that's getting incarcerated more than anything else. And then they can come to somebody that looks like them to help them get where they need to be. Because typically you have somebody else that doesn't look like us. You might have
and I think it's not just the looking like us, but understanding the culture,
right,
and where we come from, and
and
some
understanding the struggles,
and some of the things, like you said, the intimidation factors, and like we real deal been discriminated against, and now I gotta go and sit in front of somebody who looked like the last person who discriminated against me, and ask you for some support, as opposed to talking to your brother, having a conversation with your brother, being able to reassure you, right? Like, okay, yeah, man, like, look, I'm sitting on this side of the chair, but I had to get here,
right?
And I can tell you how I got here.
And I can give you a story of that, though. I remember I used to work at Home Shopping Network, and I had a background and everything, and the gentleman like, oh no, you did good in your interview and everything. So I'm like, no, man, I ain't got the job, dude. And like, I know I did good, but I know my background. All I'm thinking about is my background. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man, just don't worry about it.
Right.
I've been where I've been in that seat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure you get hired. And I put my name on it.
Right.
I said, okay, man.
Yeah.
To call me on Monday when that happens, I still don't believe it, man. Until I get into training, I'm not gonna believe
That's
it.
right.
Like you say though, but to have somebody on the other side of the table that just fighting for you, that understands what you're in at though. And then back to what you were saying with the entrepreneurs, at the Urban League, we do have our Serious Business Academy as well to kind of assist individuals going through that. But then to answer your question, in regards to, do individuals want to go back to work?
Yeah,
it is, that money was there. Now people went turn entrepreneurs, but as nonprofit organizations, we have to pivot as well to make sure that we're serving those individuals. So we start looking at the gig economy.
Okay.
That's people who just want to do short-term work or you know, just
because you mentioned Uber and DoorDash, but I was like, looking at. I ran into one of my cousins. I'm gonna tell you, I was in the grocery store. I was in the grocery store. I seen my cousin, right? And he was like, I'm like, cuz, what you up to? And he was like, I'm doing this DoorDash thing. And then he showed me the app and he was like, boy, this, I'm like, hey.
I mean, I Ubered at one point in time. Like when I get up and I couldn't sleep at night, I would just get in the car, do it, and then just make money. So it's so easy. Like, there's no reason for people not to have money these days because everything is like at your fingertip.
There's always a reason, but I get what you're saying.
No, I mean, usually make money though, but they don't have the financial literacy to how to manage the money.
Right.
That's Urban League come in or St. Pete Works come in and say, hey man, you figured out how to make money on a short-term basis. Now you're making quick bank, but how are you managing that money?
Right.
What are you putting it towards? Are you saving it? Are you budgeting?
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying? Are you really doing? Are you putting yourself in a position to where you're not back in the position you were in before?
That's
where
true.
you're not paying your bills and you're asking for assistance.
And the good thing is because, like you said, you had a background, right? And you came in, so people coming to you, you can really relate. You didn't just go to college. No, like you didn't just, like, you know, you wasn't like this scholar all the time, like this cookie cutter person that with nothing to. You didn't have it easy, but you made it happen, and you got your degree. You have your master's, right?
Yeah.
Right, you know.
So shout out to Dr. LaDonna Butler in this past weekend for the Healing
Yes.
I do have my master's in clinical mental health counseling. So shout out to my team over at the Well. Excellent group of clinicians doing wonderful things in the community.
Because I see you. Thank you for watching.
So that's great. So, but no, I remember days where I was working at Pods, sitting outside on the bench with Kiana. Talking about life. You know what I'm saying?
And this was like 2012, 2013, somewhere.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah, so St. Pete, this is my city, man. I love it though. But like you say, it's the opportunities are there and to see things coming to full circle.
Yeah.
Like I remember back when you was on 18.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up right on 18th and 22nd. Where GT Bank at. My parents owned that corner right there.
Okay. Got you.
So I used to walk right down to the Emmets and all that.
I was there all the time.
18,
So, real deal, man. Real deal.
St. Pete strong.
Absolutely. And so with the career fair that's coming up, give us some details about that, the date, time, and what people can expect from the career fair.
All right, we have the career fair coming up, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be at SBC Midtown on August 17th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
We have a lot of employers already registered. I'm actually waiting for this page behind me to send me this list so I can tell you. If you send it to me, I don't know if I receive it yet. But we do have a lot of great employers that are going to be there. You can expect a great event. We're going to also have trainings on site. So if you don't have your resume ready, definitely
just about to ask about
that. Because we want everyone to definitely feel invited and don't feel intimidated by the career fair. If you need assistance with your resume ahead of time, definitely reach out to St. Pete Works, reach out to the Urban League, can help you with that as well. Or if you need any assistance with any interview skills or even just having a conversation if you're concerned about any barriers that you may have leading to employment.
I like the assistance with interview skills because this generation don't know nothing about interviewing.
Don't do that. Why we always got to say this generation? Well, it was some of our generation that didn't know about interviews too.
Still don't.
Yeah, and look, and said the brother who's working with our generation.
You
can't put everything on the young people.
Let's not put this on this generation. The people at this time.
Yeah.
I mean, I interview people all the time. Like nobody dress up any longer.
Yeah,
anymore to go to interviews. Like, and I just
job searching has changed though, right? Like you don't even go to like the place. You go online. Like if you go in and say, hey, I'm looking for a job, they're gonna send you to a computer. They'll send you to a computer in the corner.
What? You're right. And I hate it.
The thing about it, that's a skill that people don't really understand or know how, and that's something we're trying to work to teach. And even if we took it, like look at for instance, you have like seniors trying to re-enter the workforce.
Yeah.
And then when they walk into a place, they used to just walking in with a paper resume and say how to get a job, and for someone to tell them, hey, go on the computer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's really hard for them.
Yeah. So
really
and not even them, but like you say, some returning citizens don't have those skills at all. So we start looking at these different pockets or just different pockets within our city and say, how can we help everybody?
That's true. Because go ahead.
When returning citizens, depending on how long they've been in, technology have changed so much.
Yes.
They don't know anything
I was
about
gonna say that. That's exactly what I was about to say. When we were doing the census, you know, we went out, we were doing Census 2020, helping people register for the census, and you can do it on your cell phone. And I talked to a brother, he did like 17 years in prison. And I'm asking him, you know, you use your phone, and he like, and I just got this phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there are some barriers even with technology that we don't consider barriers, but
other people do.
Yeah, that they are absolutely.
Yeah, but I did just get that list just so far of the registered employers. So
Okay.
we do have Amazon, Enterprise Rent a Car, we have Coke, Florida, the Gator Photo Booth, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, Pinellas County Schools.
Okay.
Directions for Living, St. Pete Free Clinic, Art Club. Let's see who else we have. Home Health. Well, Career Source is going to be there as well.
Okay.
Global Medical Devices, ComEd, Labor Finders, Pinellas County Trio, Work Now Staff, Suncoast Centers, Pinellas County 911, Child Care Careers, Family Resource Inc., JMI Resource, Utica University, and that list is still building. So we're still taking
so it's an array of different jobs. Like this is not just there's so many.
Wow.
So many different options for you out here.
Yeah. And if somebody wanted to like get at you before that, right? Like I'm trying to be working on the 17th. Like I ain't trying to be waiting.
Yeah, wait until the 17th. They can definitely reach out to us. You can visit our website at pcul.org or the St. Pete Works website. Was it
stpeteworks.org?
Yeah.
Definitely get connected. Like
That's
I said, there's
man.
a lot of organizations and resources that are doing a lot of the same work.
You
know what I'm saying?
So
So the best way I put it is go to where you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because we all in this together. And we all working together. We just.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because a lot of times, a lot of times it comes across like you competing, but it's like if you got everybody in your database a job, it's still thousands of people who need jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we need other people to be providing these services, and then having that understanding, like we are working towards the same goal. How can we do it together? And that's what, like I said, how we used to do it, because I think we was over at Perk, and you had, you know, Urban League, and we, you know, moving things together. But it was like I think you was doing like every third something.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, let's do it together.
Yeah,
like let's.
Why not?
But it wasn't, and it was like a no-brainer. That's the thing about it. Like it wasn't like struggle and we got to try and figure this out. It was like, man, you doing something that we interested in doing. Let's do it together. And really pull it together. The same thing like with this morning. It was like, oh, that's my man. I see he's doing the job fair. Let's bring him on the radio station to talk about the job fair. Like that stuff really happens. For the people who don't think that stuff happens,
it does.
It's really happening, and we're a part of that. So thank y'all for that, man.
Absolutely.
And so with St. Pete Works, do they still have like the regular monthly meetings where like people who are interested in it? Can you tell us about how people can get involved with St. Pete Works?
Yeah, so I think the easiest way to get involved is to go to our website, stpeteworks.org.
Okay.
Get started button, and it takes you to our application for the program.
Okay.
And then we give you a call. Hey, what you looking at? What you need? Do you looking for a job immediately?
Yeah.
Well, let me talk to all these employees we got. Or you looking for short-term training?
Okay.
Well, this is the process,
right?
Basically, and right now, an individual we would pay for short-term training at PTC, SPC, Southern Tech, and others. We're bringing on other schools to allow us to have a robust offering for individuals in the CRA.
Okay.
And the main object is those job placements and placing individuals in a living wage now. Right now, we're averaging about $16.75 per job.
Okay.
So, that's our focus, is getting them good jobs.
Right.
Getting individuals from the CRA good jobs and getting them, in a position economically.
Right. Right.
Right now, our economic impact in the CRA is about $300,000 a month, just from getting people good jobs.
Right.
So we want to see that number increase.
Right.
We want to really be that I guess that bus for that economic mobility.
And then as a part of the network, I remember, and again, this is like me catching up too, because I ain't been to I missed a few meetings since. I've been busy with a few things. I've been working on some stuff, but it was wraparound services, I remember, and so like I remember like Miss Patty at the Pinellas Opportunity Council, and how like if you had somebody who came to St. Pete Works and they needed like boots, or if they needed tools, there was resources available to help with that. Is that something that's still happening?
It's still available right now.
Tell me about that and what that's like.
Who, once they get into the program, we give them a short training to get. Make sure, like you was talking about those computer skills, we give them a training that's like, here's the mouse, move it here. Like you're gonna know it. If you're already up to par, you're gonna move through it real fast. But for those who really need it, it brings those computer skills up to par. We call it jump start.
Okay.
And once you do that, then once you get that, then we begin to help you with those wraparound services. You need a gas card. Like
okay.
Everybody do.
Yeah.
So we help with that.
Let's sign up just for the gas card.
I need the gas, right?
Uniforms,
Yeah.
tests. A lot of individuals can't pay for that NCLEX. A lot of nurses.
Okay.
That $200 thing.
Yeah, it's a barrier, right?
It's a barrier, and we try to knock down every barrier that comes
Yeah.
in our way, and also for our participants. They continue to, serve them with these job fairs.
Right.
We contracted with Urban League, to get these job fairs out here and make them robust and make them attractive.
Right.
That's another wraparound service. But like you said, resumes,
Yeah.
those things they need while they're going through the training, light assistant.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
work with Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Jewish family, that's who does our case management.
Okay.
They also bring resources to the table as well.
Right.
That the individuals utilize.
Yeah, I'm proud of that program, man.
I like it.
No, I'm really proud of that.
Really
Yeah.
Just listening to him speak about
I ain't
it.
at all the means, but I'm really proud of the program.
But for me, like, I'm listening to it because, again, I just know how people are embarrassed or about what they don't know. And they're afraid to speak up, especially when you're an adult and you think you should know something.
Yep.
And the fact that you go into this program, I don't care what you know or don't know, this is where you're starting at. So you don't have to feel like you're being picked at or you're being shunned or, you have to.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna start right here, regardless of your level.
Yeah.
And we're gonna teach everybody.
I like that.
And I like that.
It's not
idea
assuming.
It's not
It's just we're not gonna assume that you know. Everybody starts at this level, and if you move faster through it,
then that's
great.
good. And if you don't, I like that especially for our returning citizens and for people who, maybe struggled in school and just didn't know. I just like it.
This is what I'm saying. I'm hearing this too. I'm hearing this too. When we talk about people who struggled in school, this is what I'm finding, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who did good in school,
right?
But they don't have no skills because they were just pushing us through.
Yeah,
right.
Like as long as you showed up every day and you kind of took a couple tests, you repeated a couple lines, like they get you up out of there. You know what I mean? And I'm finding
it's easy to like skate through.
Yeah,
it's really easy to just
figure out how to skate
because the programs are like either for the really smart kids and really great gifted kids, and then you got the bad kids program,
and then you have everybody else that's in the middle,
and that's the ones that's for the most part either you might be doing good, but you really, I'm telling you, I'm seeing it that like they not really teaching us nothing. And you get out of school, you graduated, but you can't really do anything. And like them skills that you think that you would have as a high school graduate, you don't have those skills.
But that's when you started back over and
that's right.
And say, okay, what skills do I have?
Yeah.
What strengths do I have? And how could I connect that to a way to take care of myself and take care of
and not being ashamed of that.
And I love it. This is why I love it.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important too, just like you're saying.
Aria, good morning.
I get out of high school, I need to know that I can go get a CDL, I can go get a lineman training, electrical lineman program that we do that we would pay for. These individuals leave with these programs and making $50,000 after 4 months.
Right. They still doing drones. I remember they had drone program. Drone program.
Public works program. Where they get jobs in 2 weeks with the city and the county through our public works. Dr. Dallas.
Yeah, that was a vision, man. I'm telling you, the vision was like really just connecting the dots and putting people who have the resources in the room together. That's why I was asking about those monthly meetings. Because another one of the things that I thought was a strength of St. Pete Works was that every month you'd have people who provide jobs or they provide training, they provide skills. Like there was this assembly of like superheroes.
I call them the movers and shakers.
The movers and shakers.
When I first got into this work, man, and started getting into those rooms and those meetings.
Yeah.
And you in here with the chiefs and the CEOs. And all that, and I'm just this little humble guy. And I'm like, okay,
and it was and the role, at the time that I was there was facilitating these connections, You know what I mean? And like saying, okay, well, knowing what's in the room and knowing what's needed and wanted, how much of what we have that's needed is in this room, and then being able to create those relationships and having that network of people.
I got a question for you, Brother John. I know
Yes, sir.
those rooms can be intimidating.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in some of those rooms and been intimidated? Just not necessarily intimidating, but just kind of be like, okay,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And to, I mean, it's like with any relationship, right? You have what you bring as an individual. So you got your upbringing, your background, your insecurities, and all of that stuff. And then you walking into certain rooms. There's rooms that you're gonna go in, you're gonna be right at home.
Yeah.
And then there's other rooms you walk in, it's like, okay, who in here?
Or
you gonna call over? You gonna say
the only one in the room?
Are you gonna say who all over there?
No, you really do. You have to. Like you're so right. Like y'all go in there in these rooms, and then y'all could be the only black men. Right? Yeah. And then I can go in the room, and I'm the only female.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
You know, and that happens more often than none. You know
and
what I
think,
mean? Like,
and I think just having it's to what you all do, right? And it really speaks to what you do and the need for preparation. Because for me, confidence is rooted in preparation,
right?
And so the more prepared you are, the more confident you are in that space. But if you walking in the space and you totally overwhelmed, it's because like you probably wasn't prepared. You might not have looked at what was on the agenda before you got there. You know what I mean? Or you looked at, but it's once you know you ready, you go in there like you know you ready.
You go in there like you Tom Brady.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no, you go in there like, who is Tom Brady? Because I'm me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you've been listening to the show this morning, all morning, what we have been talking about that has been consistent is all the great stuff that's happening in our city.
That's right.
All the stuff that we've been working for, because a lot of times we jump on it and be like, ain't nothing happening, ain't nobody hearing us. Our voices is being heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And things are happening. It may not happen as fast as we want it to happen, but it is happening.
It's happening.
So if you don't take anything else from this show today, you know that we talked about a lot of great stuff that's happening in your hometown.
And ways that you can get involved in it.
Yes.
Like really ways that you can get involved. Because like I said, it's just seeing, the progression of a lot of this stuff. Like after being an advocate or activist or whatever they call you, being active or an engaged citizen, you work on these things. And so after, like Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice, to be able to go to those things that you would like Rubik's Cube and trying to figure out how to make happen. And then to go back 3, 4, 5 years later and see it up and it's running and it's providing jobs for people and it's helping people. Like that's what keep you going. And so that's another part of the reason why I'm like, look, come on, let's get the St. Pete Works up there. Because I know it's great work. I know it's a great program. I know, of course, it's not without what comes with putting this stuff on for our community. Like, you know what I mean? But if it was easy, everybody would do it. Right. And so that's another part of it. Like really just encouraging those who, might have started along the journey and fell off, like get back involved. And because there's so many ways that you can help and ways you can contribute.
And tell them again, when is and what time?
August 17th from 11 to 2 at SPC Midtown. So to register, you can visit our website at pcul.org and go to Career Connections. You'll see the registration link for career seekers. Also, if we have any more employers out there, definitely can register as well. We haven't capped out yet, so we definitely want to invite as many versatile different employers as possible. But also the overall, like I said before, the overall arching umbrella is getting St. Pete back to work.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing a series of these. So there'll be different fairs. Like I say, one fair that we got there, we're going to do a virtual fair for those who may not want to come outside yet, just for a stay-at-home job.
That's true.
Okay.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
So we want to be.
So you're going to do a stay-at-home only job fair?
Yeah.
Man, that's what's up.
People don't want to come out in this world.
But there's a lot of stay-at-home jobs still available. And
that's
like
right.
I was saying before, is with the gig economy, there's a lot of people who just want to do short-term work.
Right.
So
I ain't mad at them.
Yeah, so it's just being able to pivot and really get everybody to understand that our city is moving.
Yeah.
And if we don't move with it, we're going to get left behind.
Come on, man.
Say it again.
He said, so that's, you can drop the mic on that. The city is moving, and if we don't move with it, we're going to get left behind. And the career fair is on the 17th.
Yeah, August 17th.
August 17th at SPC Midtown. And then I heard PCUL website.
Yep, PCUL.org, I believe. Or you put it in the chat.
Okay, yeah, let's put it in the chat. And then St. Pete Works. And because again, the other part of it, so you have the part of St. Pete Works where it's individuals who are seeking jobs. But what if your business is hiring? And you look at because a lot of people looking for work. Is that something that you all still operate?
Absolutely,
and work with.
absolutely. I get calls all the time for individual businesses looking to hire people, but also looking to bring people in to train to hire. I just met with Bar and Bar. They put it do the Moffitt hospital that's coming here.
They're gonna be at the fair too,
we just met. And
Community
like,
benefits
hey,
agreement.
We want you to get us some people, and we're gonna train them. We're gonna train them in management. We're gonna train them in labor. We're gonna train them all kind of different fields.
Right.
It takes a lot to build something of that magnitude. But one thing else I want to say too, for men like yourself, Brother John, and others who built the foundation of this and got together, this program is doing very well, so well to that Tampa is coming to see.
They want it.
What y'all vision was and how it came together. And so it's a real testament. As I've been in this program, I see so many people. We're so involved and high.
It's absolutely a community program. This is
right.
Like when we talk about community working together and creating something, this has been my community experience with this program. Like it really was grassroots. It really was people, grassroots and grass tops working together to say, this is what the need is. This is how we can do it. And then like some great writers like Gypsy and others who was able to take the ideas, put them on paper, relationships with city staff. So it was a lot that made it happen. And again, it's just always good to see that work hasn't been in vain, and knowing that the $300,000 a year impact, of income, in the CRA a month of 300,000.
That you're talking about is now what, 3 million?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just saying the growth of the program.
The growth of the program. You see what I'm saying? So it's just amazing. It's amazing. So if you had any final thoughts or like a last word that you wanted to give people before we take a break, what would it be?
My last thoughts would be it's jobs out here. It's a way, it's careers out here, not jobs. Focus on getting a career. Use the gigs to be able to build something. That's the beauty of the flexibility that we have in this day and time, that you can do a gig and build something, whether it's entrepreneur, whether it's career or education.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Calvin.
Well, I do a training on professional development, and one thing we do talk about is like career management and career planning.
Okay.
So right now, like you say, you can start off with a gig job and really just focus on where I'm going to be at in 5 years, where I'm going to be in 10, where I'm going to be in 15. What is that going to look like? What is my income going to look like? So one thing I can actually, I want to leave on is last week I had an opportunity to visit Home Depot. The regional manager, shout out to Gary, invited our team over to sit down with them and meet like a lot of their store managers. These people have a lot of their managers started off from 18 and still working there. And as much time as all of us has visit Home Depot, we never realized what kind of culture is there. So this job has allowed me to really sit down with some great employers that's right here in our backyard, offering us opportunities that we're overlooking.
Okay. And Home Depot's not a bad job.
Not a bad one. I
worked at Home Depot for a second.
Yeah.
I just didn't like standing.
I don't think there's no way you didn't work.
I know. Listen.
Another one. A shout out to Coke, Florida. So they're actually opening up a distribution center.
Okay. Coca-Cola. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they're opening up a distribution center.
We got different listeners. So when you say Coke, Florida,
and I mean Coca-Cola.
we got a diverse audience.
Coca-Cola, the beverage distribution.
Coke, Florida.
Now, Coke. No, they're gonna be on the corner now. But no, they're opening up a distribution center. So, we'll have. That's another great local opportunity.
Yes,
that's hiring from top to bottom to fill a whole center up. So there's like to Melvin's point, there's jobs out there. There's jobs coming to our city, and not just jobs, careers, and opportunities. So I leave on that note to really say, I say it once again, man, our city is moving. Y'all see this money is coming to the city. Y'all see everywhere you turn left and right, it's construction here, construction there. You got to put yourself in position to move with it. That's what I want to leave on.
I like that.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much, my brothers, for coming through, man, and all of the work that you're doing. Again, it's always a pleasure to be in your company, especially to see Black men working. What we're going to do, y'all, you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We're going to take a real quick break, come back with our Ask Kiana question, and then we're going to make room for Sister Hughes right here on
WUJM, St. Petersburg. 9 Jams.
Total Praise, that's right, Total Praise, broadcasting live each and every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning from 9 a.m. until 12 noon. Fridays, 9 to 10:30 a.m. Sundays, 7 to 9 a.m. Your radio gospel angel.
Hi, this is Sister Hughes of Total Praise on WUJM, giving you the best gospel. I make you lose your shoes, shout all around in the house.
That's right, your host, Sister Diane Hughes, right here on 99 Jams, your radio gospel angel, here on 99 Jams, The Bird.
Have problems with your brakes or CV joints? Then go to Florida Brakes and Tires. Mr. Roosevelt and his experienced team will take care of that for you at a very competitive price. You cannot beat. That's Florida Brakes and Tires, located at 1254 34th Street South, St. Petersburg. They also provide you with roadside service and offer you both new and used tires. Call Florida Brakes and Tires at 727-327-5288. That's 727-327-5288. Or just pull up at the shop at 1254 34th Street South, St. Pete. That's 1254 34th Street South, St. Petersburg.
Peace and light. This is your brother John, and I would like to invite you to tune in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 Jams every Monday and Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest in pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 Jams. Peace and light. This is your brother John, and I would like to invite you to tune in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 Jams every Monday and Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest in pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 Jams. All right. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See That.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool.
Right. So you know what? Before we hop into the Ask Kiana, you said, like, I don't think it's a job you haven't done, right?
Yeah, you've done like everything.
I have. Let me tell you why. I've kept a consistent job, like I've always, but when I find something interesting that piques my interest, I just try it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's what kind of helped me out throughout life. Yeah. Like I just was like, oh, I want to be a servant. Let's do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You
can
do that in life.
Yes, there's no rules to say you have to just do one job for the rest of your life. Yeah,
right. I done did so many
done did
jobs.
Some Uber driving, then did some serving. Yeah,
Uber serving. I done.
Yeah.
I done did a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Hotel,
right?
Airline,
right.
I done, like, you know what I mean. Definitely tried it. So, people, it's okay to try things.
Yeah, it really is. That's the message.
Yes.
All right, so let's do this. Ask Kiana. All right, so Ask Kiana is this part of the program. It's a segment where we talk about love, relationships, the highs and lows of dating, marriage and breakups, family challenges, all of the struggles that come with being a mom or dad, brotherhood, sisterhood questions. Also, some self-affirming tips, ways that you can overcome low self-esteem, depression, and all of this kind of stuff like that. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
All right, so dear Kiana, I'm a 39-year-old woman in a toxic relationship with my boyfriend of almost 7 years. We have a child together, but lost custody due to drug use during my pregnancy. Even though we don't have our son, he treats me badly. I feel I have to stay with him because we have gone through so much together. I'm going to turn it this way because it's hard to read it. Okay, make it bigger. I'm sorry. All right, so a couple of years ago, I got dentures because I ruined my teeth when I was using. And now I'm afraid no one will want me or want to be with me because of them. So I'm stuck in a relationship that isn't good for me. It's embarrassing to have dentures at such a young age, and I don't know how I will be able to meet someone who can see past them and my drug history so I can be in a healthy relationship that I deserve. I feel like my only choice is to stay stuck in this toxic relationship forever or end up alone. How do I move past my insecurities so I can be happy for once?
So this is what I'm gonna say, and she kind of ended it being happy with herself. You really need to do some self-work.
Yeah.
At this point, this show is definitely an advocate for therapy.
Yes.
If you're local here in St. Pete, there's a lot of resources. The Wells.
Yeah,
With
Well for Life,
LaDonna,
absolutely.
with LaDonna Butler. So if you're listening, I think you should reach out there. And what you will find is that when you're looking for healthy relation, when you love yourself, other people will start to love you too.
Yeah.
You see, when you're confident and you believe in yourself, then other people start to believe in you.
Right.
And it's hard when you've been in an abusive relationship, and it doesn't have to be physical, it can be mental.
Right.
To break away, because you start to believe the lies that they tell you. And me talking to you right now is not going to change it overnight, but you have to sit down and talk to someone.
Right.
And you can find love again.
Absolutely.
You definitely can find love again. But you have to get out of this situation. But before you get in another situation, you have to do the work for yourself, because what will happen is you will take all the toxicness that you've learned from this relationship to your next relationship. And you may find something really beautiful, but because you're used to being abused, you're looking for that of a sign of love.
Wow. Yeah, it's heavy.
It's a very heavy one. And I mean, drug abuse is a disease. It's bad. It's hard. And so kudos to you that you beat it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that right there, if you can overcome a drug abuse, you can almost overcome anything.
Yeah.
You know what I
true.
mean? And you don't need him to validate yourself as a woman.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, just the fact that you are aware of how toxic this relationship is, and I don't know the ins and outs and all of the details of it, and
that's the first sign.
And the needs that come with it, right? Because that's the other part of it. What I'm seeing with people who struggle to leave toxic relationships is because there's some need, whether that need is for shelter, right? Like I can't leave because I ain't got nowhere to go. So it's like starting to find those things that you need in order to be free of that relationship and putting them in place. So if like, okay, if you know that if you leave this, you need to be in a place of your own,
right?
Then what does it take to be in a place of your own, right? If you need a job, if you need St. Pete Works, you know what I mean? Or you need, some skills, like start doing those things now to prepare you for your exit so that it'll make that transition a lot easier.
And again, when you write these letters in, we only get a skim of what you're talking about, but it sounds like loneliness in here more, because she's talking about who's going to accept her.
Yeah.
Who's going to accept your past. And I will tell you this, everybody has a past.
Yeah. And it's somebody for everybody.
There is. And believe me, there's people that's going to love you in spite of.
Absolutely. But you got to love yourself enough.
You have to love yourself. So the first step is loving yourself enough that you break away from this.
Oh, and here's the other part of it. Stop agreeing with people who told you that nobody's going to want you because you don't have no teeth.
Right.
Think about that one.
I know a lot of people with no teeth.
But I'm saying it's somebody who told her that ain't nobody gonna want her because she's a former drug user and she ain't got no teeth. Like that.
And it's probably her boyfriend that she's with right now.
That idea came from somewhere, right? So think about where that idea came from. What was that something that you originated, or was that something that somebody said to you that you agreed with?
Right.
And now you're struggling with that because either you originated it or somebody else said it and you agreed with it. But you just got to break that agreement. Like you got to stop thinking that nobody will want you because of your history and your dentures, because right now you're with somebody.
You are with somebody. So somebody wants you. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
If one person wants you, another one will too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so like you have to, again, you're gonna have to start to do the work for yourself.
Yeah.
And part of it is knowing that you're in abusive and you've already in an abusive situation and you have put that out there. And you see the toxicity of your relationship, and now it's like just doing the work and being consistent of getting out of it. When you're with somebody, you stay with them because of time,
right?
And you feel like your time has been wasted. and you was like, and a lot of times when you stay with somebody, you replay all the good times in your mind and thinking that hopefully we can get back there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if he's not doing the work and he's not looking to change, then you should get out. And I'm not a person to tell you typically to leave your relationship.
Yeah.
But if you're not the best version of yourself,
yeah,
it's not a healthy situation.
Absolutely. So yeah, so thank you for that, Kiana. Ask Kiana, y'all. Make sure that y'all send y'all letters in. You can actually put them in the inbox for the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. If you have a question for Kiana or you got something that's on your mind, feel free to write in during the Ask Kiana segment.
Or you can even chime in. Even if you hear something that we're talking about and you're interested, give us a call. Put it in Facebook, 727-637-2416. We like our callers.
Yeah, we really do. We really appreciate y'all. Sometimes we leave you in the queue a little bit long. That's all right, too.
But not because we don't want to talk to you.
Right. It just get good sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you missed it earlier, we did have Calvin Brown and Melvin Shephard Jr. From the Pinellas County Urban League. They were here talking about St. Pete Works, talking about some of the great things that they're doing over at the Pinellas County Urban League. You can actually listen to the replay. Go back to facebook.com/Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You'll be able to replay it there. You can also listen to us online at 99jamstheberg.com. We're encouraging you to go to TuneIn Radio app and download WUJM 99 Jams, and you can donate there. You can donate on the website, but do it today. Advertise your business, sponsor a show. If you're a candidate running for office and you want to get your message out, go to the station and let them know you want to be on the radio, man, and let's make it happen. But support Black media, support Black news. We got Sister Hughes coming up in a few minutes. Any final thoughts? Well, before we do final thoughts, any announcements?
Y'all know school is about to start.
Yes.
This weekend there's gonna be a lot more drives.
A lot of
like
yeah.
I said yesterday when we was on there, like honestly, if you're missing some school supplies, just get in your car and just start driving the city.
Yes.
You will bump into somebody giving away something.
That's true.
It's so much that's given out there right now that it's just amazing.
Yeah.
To show the outpour of
several
support.
Backpack giveaways,
like if you need listen. Because kids may need 2 backpacks, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna need more supplies. There's so much that's given that people are giving away. You can probably double up where you have it so that your kids will be taken care of for the whole year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we'll post them again. We actually had them. We posted them on the St. Pete community calendar. And also, if you signed up for email alerts, you'll be getting an email that has a lot of the events that'll be coming out. But like I know Saturday morning shop, they're doing like 1,000, and then at Johnny Roof Clark they did like 1,500, and like they're doing these ridiculous numbers of backpacks. Dally and Consuela,
they're giving away like 300.
Yeah,
and haircuts and hairs. Like your kids can get backpacks, supplies, haircuts,
books from the book club,
clothes,
uniforms. Louis Stevens is doing uniforms.
There's things out here that's really making sure that your kids can get a good start this year.
Right.
A good jump start, and to ease this, some of the pockets for our parents. Again, the rent is expensive. Gas is a lot of people biggest bill at this point.
Oh yeah, gas and groceries.
Yeah,
it's tough, and you're gonna need
GGs.
And you're about to start, transporting back and forth to school. Like that, gas was already high, but now you got to do them back to school. Runs,
especially if they not
drop
driving,
off, Papa's taxi.
Papa. We're gonna start back talking.
Yeah. Give them a shout out to my boys, right? When they come
on their way to school and all that other great stuff. So if I can leave you with that, just make sure that you get what your kids need for school. Because it's out there.
Absolutely. And standing in line, don't be ashamed to go and get that help, man. Getting help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence.
It is.
So please make sure you avail yourself of it. Again, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a great program, great ride. We'll be back here on Wednesday for What's on Your Mind Wednesday. Make sure that y'all call in, man, and show your support, show your love. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And we out. Y'all make it a great day. Believe and do good.
WUJM. St. Petersburg. 9 Jams.
Right, total praise.